In today's video, I'm going to discuss ISC free writing. I'm going to discuss a few topics as well, but keep in mind this is not a suggestion. This is not a last minute suggestion, but this is just a reference material, just a guidance as to how you are going to tackle a particular topic. I'll give you a strategy, but first I will discuss cyberbullying. I'll give you some points, and when you get the question paper, read the question thoroughly and do jot down a few points. Do it mentally. Prepare a framework, a rough framework in the 10 minutes that you will be getting for reading the question. The first topic, cyberbullying. Now, we are all victims of cyberbullying nowadays. Cyberbullying or trolling is a social nuisance. And social media, people are so active on social media nowadays, and social media is a major part of cyberspace, and we find trollers or haters attacking celebrities, politicians, sportsperson, and even common people. This is indeed a social evil, a social nuisance. Look how I have framed the points. After framing your points, do elaborate on those points. Avoid repetition. You may give 5 or 6 points or even more if you have that in your stock. Use simple English and be very clear about the tense that you are using. Don't make spelling mistakes and punctuate properly. Remember, more than format, it's your linguistic ability. Strict adherence to rules and format will fetch you marks, but what is the most important aspect of your free writing and directed writing? It is your linguistic ability and your presentation. Compact, coherent, and concise presentation. After that, this cyberbullying causes tremendous mental pressure, anger, frustration among victims. In the introduction, define what is cyberbullying. What are the features of cyberbullying? What happens when you are a victim of cyberbullying? And then mention the effects. Trollers take sadistic pleasure in attacking others from their homes. They just need a mobile or a laptop or a desktop. This is all they need to troll. And they need an account along with an account. How do they do it? So who, what, how, what are the features? Answer questions, raise questions, answer questions, and you will be elaborating on the points in this way. Trollers spread hatred. They are insensitive themselves, are mentally disturbed, and they vent out their frustration. And now try to analyze the trollers. If you get such topics, try to analyze the condition of the victims and the condition of the culprits as well. Cyberbullying also may be connected with cyber crimes, and there are instances of blackmailing, and this is a vicious nexus, a racket, and therefore you must stay away from it. And now, steps to be taken to control or curb this evil. Strict rules must be implemented by the government. Victims must take a strong stance. And everyone must show zero tolerance to this social evil. You must not feel discouraged, and you must talk to your teachers, elders, and if there is a need, you may take help You may go for counseling sessions as well. And what is more important? What is the most important thing? You yourself must be judicious in sharing personal details, photographs on social media. Don't just accept anyone and everyone randomly. Be judicious. It is up to a person to control whom to allow into one's life. Yes, at times we share details, we share pictures. We must be mentally prepared and strong enough to take that attack. We must be least bothered. So steps and measures to control this evil must be clearly stated. Supervision at home. Parents, elders must supervise. When children use laptops or mobiles, parents must be aware. And parents at home must inculcate values like respect, kindness, gender equality among their children. So, parents are responsible, schools are responsible, the government is responsible to tackle this social evil, to curb this social evil. This is a collective responsibility. And as citizens, we must respect the dignity of others. Yes, trollers feel happy and they feel strong when they bully someone in the cyberspace, but what you give to others will come back to you someday. If you get this as an argumentative essay, write either for or against. Don't mix the two. This is just a sample shared by me, nothing serious. And now let me see, what do I have here? Yes. Now I'll share some points related to war and peace. Some of you have requested me to discuss a few points. Yes, these are some of the few points, but I think that the war between Russia and Ukraine, such topics, such specific topics will not come. So don't worry, don't panic. You may use this as an example, but you will not get a detailed description of the war between Russia and Ukraine. So don't worry, the topics will be easy. Stay calm and just prepare a framework and elaborate on the points. War and peace. Since time immemorial, various battles and wars have been fought. The introduction must be catchy and interesting. Frame the introduction properly, especially the opening statement. Some have glorified war and some have exposed the hollowness of war. You have war poems in your syllabus, so you may take help from those poems in order to write an essay on war or peace. Intertextuality and textual references may fetch marks. But don't worry, once again, if you do not remember any such textual example. No problem at all. Be flexible. Go to the examination hall with an open mind. Now, war clogs the wheels of progress. Bloodshed, mass killings, loss of innocent lives and property. These are the consequences of war. Hollowness of war, meaninglessness of war. Therefore, peace is the need of the hour. You may take this stance if this is an argumentative essay. Mention some wars, give examples, and then raise a question. If you get a chance to do so. Is it a necessary evil? Is war a necessary evil? What do you think? And also highlight the role of discussion, negotiation in solving problems. There are selfish people out there with vested interests who brainwash others and lead to outbreak of wars. Wars may break out due to political reasons, due to expansion of territory. Therefore, you must highlight the causes of war. the effects of war, the causes of war, and what is the present context. The world is a global village now. Globalization, so if a war breaks out in one country, that war affects the entire human civilization. The dire consequences are felt in all corners of the world. And what is the significance of peace? Yes, during peaceful times, nation progresses. We have progress and development, economy flourishes. So war takes a toll on the economy of a nation. Access to healthcare, education, basic amenities of life. We have easy access to these things during peace. So, according to me, war must be avoided. Present war in today's context. Since we have been struggling hard to survive due to coronavirus and the post-pandemic aftermath, a war will make things tougher. And narrative essay. How will you write a narrative essay? We all can write narratives because we have stories to share. The purpose of narrative composition is to portray a personal or fictional experience or narrate a story based on real or imaginative events. How will you do it? When writing a narrative essay, you are basically telling a story. Make a timeline of events with words like first, before, then, after that, later, during, while, and such to help chain events. Avoid swapping between sequence of events. Don't be haphazard. Don't switch the point of view, first person to third person as you narrate. Put a balanced focus on construction of the story as well as the action. And narratives are generally written in the first person, that is, using I. However, third person form like he, she, or it can also be used. And the most important point, don't switch from past tense to present tense to past tense. Stick to one tense for the entire essay. And you may use figurative language. I'll give you a few examples. Narrative composition, an experience that is deeply etched in your memory. Or write your experiences about a time in your life when you were certain about something but were later proved terribly wrong. So you will be asked to narrate your experience, and this is how you do it. Let's move on to descriptive composition. How to write descriptive composition. Here, the writer provides a detailed and vivid description. Choice of precise words such as vivid verbs and concrete nouns. Use of imagery and figurative language. Focuses on one specific person, place, event, or object. Careful organization of the content, chronological order of time, people, etc. Write the description in an interesting way. You must not make it boring. And how will you do it? How will you make your description interesting? Enrich the description with sensory details. Use figurative language to evoke a feeling of emotion in the reader and create vivid mental images. The figures of speech, you all know how to use figures of speech. Use a simile, use a metaphor. Emphasize the supporting details relevant to the topic. For example, you may get a descriptive composition topic. Describe a memorable event that has left a mark on your mind. Or you were on a school trip and on your way back to the hotel, your school bus broke down in a lonely area. Describe what you saw and experienced as you look around. How was the problem solved? So these are some of the topics. I'm just sharing a few examples with you. Next, what do we have? Yes, reflective essay. How to write a reflective composition. Reflective writing is a way to document your thoughts and feelings about a past event or experience. And it is a form of thinking about your own work, learning, your insights, feelings. And it is about analyzing an event or idea, thinking about different perspectives, trying to explore your emotions, feelings. Reflecting on your own personal or academic practice, or scrutinizing an experience that you dealt with it, evaluating a project or experiment and considering how to do it better next time, and reflecting on things that you have read and linking theory with practical reality. This is what is involved in a reflective composition. Now, steps to write a reflective essay. How will you do it? Description, the first step. The context of what you did and what happened. Your feelings, what were your thoughts and feelings? Experience that provoked your thoughts and reactions. Evaluate your action. What was good and bad about the experience? Analysis, what sense can you make of a situation? A deeper insight, contemplation. And conclusion, what else could you have done? What have you learned from the experience? And your action plan, how will you apply this knowledge in future? These are the steps of writing a reflective composition. And I'll share a few examples, a few topics. Write about a person who has had a great impact on your life. How will you do it? Give a clear description of that person's looks and personality. Show how this person made an impact on your life, perhaps at a particular time. Go on to reflect how much you still feel that impact today. Or you may be asked to write about a time when you felt isolated, when you felt lonely. Understood? Write about a time when you lost someone or something special. Deal with your thoughts and feelings at the time of the loss. Make it clear how you felt then and why. Through reflection, show how you feel now about this loss. Or you may write about a time when you experienced personal success. In this case, your reflection will be a happy one. Now, my dear students, I have already discussed story writing, how to write argumentative essay, and how to write discursive essay in detail. I'll share it. I'll share the playlist in the comment section. Watch those videos as well, and this is your strategy to crack free writing. Check the comment section, and all the best.